PeterRoskam.
This. And they came up with nice, fluffy, light words. Words like public instead of government. Words like option instead of mandatory. And they tried to float this out to the American public, but the American public understood exactly what it was all about. They understood that a public option is no public option. A public option is a government ram down, a big government controlling attempt to grab hold of our lives. At the end of July, Nancy Pelosi and her minions in the House of Representatives were doing a drumbeat. And it was, we got to get this bill passed. We got to get it passed right now, fast, fast, fast. Don't even read it. Here we go. Turn the high beams on. 1,017 pages. You'll love it. Read it. Vote on it. And off you can go home for August. And the American public basically said, whoa, 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 whoa. We know, Madam Speaker, that you have a wonderful plan for our lives. Thank you very much. But we want to just take a couple of minutes and read this bill. It was not unlike sort of this pre-game feeling today, right? So you got Notre Dame and Michigan, big game. In we come into that Ways and Means Committee, and off we go. And the Congressional Budget Office comes in, and this is a nonpartisan organization, right? These are not Republicans, they're not Democrats, they just call balls and strikes. And the director of the Congressional Budget Office sits down, as is the big procedure before the august Ways and Means Committee, and he says two things, not paraphrasing, but number one, he says, you're rushing us. We, as the Congressional Budget Office, haven't had a chance to read and comprehend and evaluate and study and report on this 1,017 pages. But number two, Mr. Chairman Charlie Rangel, number two, there is nothing in this bill that indicates that this is going to save any money. In fact, this is going to cost a fortune. So when the administration tells the American public this is going to bend the cost curve, oh yeah, it's going to bend the cost curve right up and blow it right through the roof. Are we going to sit here and take this? When the president, with all due respect, comes in and tells the House of Representatives that this bill doesn't cover illegal immigrants, here's the backlot story on that. In all 1,017 pages of that bill, there is technically one little tiny sentence that says something like, illegal immigrants aren't eligible for this. But here's the problem. The problem is there is no enforcement mechanism. We've seen what the law is like. We have laws right now, right, that say you can't cut across the border and come into the country illegally. But if that's all it says, is that do you any good? No. So what happens? House Republicans offer amendments in the Ways and Means Committee that says that's not good enough. That you've got to have a verification procedure to make sure that people aren't coming into this country and getting a taxpayer subsidized insurance benefit of all the crazy things. And we're going to stand here and fight for that principle, and we're going to fight until the cows come home. Can you notice something? That after the president's speech and all the excitement and all the drama, the Democratic senator from Montana, chairman of the Finance Committee in the Senate, for the first time in this entire debate, since this thing has been going on since the spring, for the first time he said that they are intending to fix that as it relates to illegal immigrants. Do you think that would have happened if the American public hadn't stood up? If House Republicans, Senate Republicans weren't standing up? We've got to continue to stand up and make our voices heard. Are you with me on that? Or how about this one? Congressman Dean Heller, who none of you know, but all of you would love. He's a Republican from Nevada. Congressman Heller offers an amendment that says, well, if it's good enough for the general public, it should be good enough for members of Congress. What do you think? when people tell you Republicans don't have ideas, are you kidding me? They can barely give you eye contact and say that with a straight face. 50 different amendments, actually twice that, 100 different amendments offered in 3 different committees in the House of Representatives, all of which were rejected by House Democrats who are plugging their ears, putting a blindfold on, and doing whatever Speaker Pelosi tells them to do. She is putting a saddle on their back, putting a bridle on their mouth, and telling these guys to prance like ponies. And you know what? They've been doing it up until now. But I think what's happening, I think that the American public is speaking out. The American public is saying, look, you promised a stimulus bill that was going to cap unemployment at 8%. Did that happen? No. You promised us a budget, Mr. President, that was going to go through, and you were going to go through line by line every bit of the federal budget, and you were going to slash through all the waste, fraud, abuse, and nonsense. Did that happen? No. What did happen? They doubled the national debt in 5 years. They will triple the national debt in 10 years. Think about that. It took 43 American presidents, 43 American presidents from George Washington to George W. Bush for us to accumulate $5 trillion in debt. That is a staggering amount of money, $5 trillion. But this president and this administration, based on their watch, will double that in 5 and triple that in 10. Are we willing to steal the future of our children? Are we going to sit here and take that? Now they've promised us that they have a wonderful plan, and it's a health care bill that you're going to love. You're just going to love it, they promise us. They tell us that you're going to be able to keep your doctorate. Do you believe that for a second? We're going to say, we've got something. We know what it is. It is freedom. It is a heritage. We know what comes next. We know what comes next when we lean into our value system. When we say to independent voters, come along with us. No, 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 no. Don't listen to the siren song of the liberals who want to coax you into giving up your birthright. For what? For stability from Washington, D.C.? Are you kidding me? Washington, D.C. can't even balance a budget, much less provide for us. We are the ones that have to assume responsibility. We are the ones that have to answer this call. We are the ones that have to go forward and win these elections in 2010. Thank you. You know what to do. You know what to look for. God bless you. Thank you very much. PeterRoskam, ladies and gentlemen.